On the news at 7, President Tinubu condoles Ghana on air mishap. And tougher days ahead for vandals in FCT. Glad to have you join us on the 7 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity station. I am Abdullah Hajja with the news. Let's begin from the presidency, where President Bola Tinubu has extended his deepest condolences to President John Mahama, the government and people of Ghana following the helicopter crash that claimed the lives of Defense Minister Edward Omane Boama, Environment Minister Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed, and 6 others. In a statement by Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, President Tinubu assured President Mahama and all Ghanaians that the thoughts and prayers of all Nigerians are with them during this profound national loss. The President urges the nation and the bereaved families and friends to find comfort in the knowledge that their loved ones died in the line of patriotic service to the country. Away from that, the Federal Capital Territory Administration has expressed readiness to revive the old skill of crocheting while empowering individuals, especially women and youth. FCTA Mandate Secretary for Education, Alami Hayo, expresses this at a crocheting event in Abuja. Onoze Yakubu reports.
We wanted to do something. He said no. The children first.
Stakeholders at this event say crocheting is more than just needlework, but a creative work tool for self-reliance. Represented by the Director for Mass Education, Favor Edemse, the Mandate Secretary for Education encourages participants to leverage on crocheting as a means for revenue generation.
It's actually a good reminder of the fact that we need to return back to those skills our mothers were good at. I remember telling the audience that I grew up to watch my mother crocheting even each time she was expecting a baby. So for our youth, we want to encourage them to go back to what our parents did, what we did when we were in school. Practically, we are telling them that yes, academically you must be sound, and practically you must have skills. Every person must be skillful so that you can have multiple sources of income.
I started crocheting at the age of 7. By the age of 9, I could read patterns, and this was taught by my mom. And for me, I think the younger ones now need to start living creatively. They need to start thinking innovatively.
The event put together by the FCT Education Secretariat in partnership with a non-governmental organization serve as a platform for participants to gain valuable skills, build confidence, and unlock new opportunities in the world of crochet. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
The Combined Enforcement Team, codenamed Operation Sweep, during the recent raids of suspected criminal hideouts, have recovered dangerous weapons and impounded 20 vehicles within the city center. Director, Department of Development Control, Mukhtar Galadima, who led the operation, stormed and identified hotspots posing security threats in West Zone 3. This is all in a bid to rid the nation's capital city of all nuisance. With this renewed vigor to sanitize the nation's capital city, the FCT administration is advising property owners to take advantage of the exercise and develop their property in line with the directive of the FCT Minister, Nyesom Wike. Failed, the affected property will be revoked. Some of the weapons recovered, like machetes, are those the enforcement team say.
Places, hence the recent move by authorities to resulting in major clampdowns.
We are able to sanitize the FCT. We have a lot of miscreants, within and around the FCT, And most of these miscreants, some of them in the course of our anti-vandal operation, the course of our protection of critical national assets, we arrested a number of them.
One cannot be too careful, they say. Hence, these are safety tips to residents of the FCT.
Before pulling to a car at night, we do have the privilege of saying, okay, let us go where it is more or less advantage, maybe in terms of where people are there, because we cannot just where we don't know to enter a vehicle. It is risky.
Good difference between boarding on the roadside and entering park, because somewhere here, driver just lost one of his papers. You get, but because he's in the park, they took it and dropped it for him. Whenever he comes, you take it. He's in the park that you boarded, you go back and pick your luggage. But if it's on the roadside, there is no way you get it.
It's safe to say this multi-agency approach to restoring order, curb urban crime, and reclaiming public spaces to restore hope among residents. Aisha Bashir, NTA News.
On pension increases and minimum pension guarantee to retirees in Nigeria, NSCC Director General Omobolale Akinyemi says the gesture underscores the president's unwavering commitment to the welfare and dignity meaningfully to the overall development of the country. That who have dedicated.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you for name.
The meteor station NTA Channel 5, Abuja,
would say have a lovely day.
I am Oluremi Tinubu, the global and national Stop TB champion. Many people have asked why I've chosen to do this. I once had a after he passed, we discovered he had tuberculosis. Sadly, due to the stigma and discrimination surrounding the disease, he would not speak up or seek for help. His death was a painful reminder that we could have intervened and saved a life if only we had known earlier. Tuberculosis is an airborne disease that primarily affects the lungs, but can also impact other parts of the body. Being airborne means anyone, regardless of their social economic status, can contract it. In Nigeria, one person dies of TB-related illness every 7 minutes, amounting to 206 deaths every day. Globally, one person succumbs to TB every 25 seconds, which is a staggering 3,456 lives lost daily. These deaths are entirely preventable because TB is curable if detected and treated early. If you or someone you know has been coughing for 2 weeks or more, coughing up blood, experiencing night sweats, or losing weight drastically, it might be TB. Please visit the nearest government hospital or primary health care center for proper diagnosis and treatment. TB treatment is free in all government and some private health facilities. Let us also remember not to stigmatize or discriminate against TB patients or those who have been treated for TB. Individuals who have been cured of
Tafido Capital Territory. The tragic death and a toddler under her care has left many with questions about the crime, but the people behind it. As police continue investigations, our correspondent Onuki found was silence, confusion, and a mystery surrounding a man.
The hum of engines and click of metals filled the air at this automobile mechanic workshop, Academy in Dawaki. But these days, the mood is different, sobered by the memory of a tragedy that began quietly and ended brutally. Mark Sunday has been fixing cars at this spot for years. He says nothing about David Moses, the school security guard now paraded for Ene, and Baby Nanente ever gave him pause.
Even as we are standing there, you can see clearly that the place is open. So that's the way we are noticing people, they will be doing their activities inside, but the security didn't...
Nearly invincible. It that the company had no formal record of Moses' employment. No file, no reference, not even a trace of documentation to show. Police investigations uncovered that it was this same man, trusted with access to the school premises, who lured 55-year-old Mrs. Chinyere Anene into a bathroom and took her life. He then turned on baby Nanente, just over a year old, and ended his life in similar fashion.
What we used in killing the child, this was smoke. The woman also Sunday asked me to go and call her from her class, and the Sunday was hiding in the toilet. So when I called the woman, I said that I should go and show the woman something at the front toilet so that he will come out from the toilet and hold the woman. So when I was going with the woman, he now came out from his back and he held the woman, put rope on her neck, and start struggling with the woman. They struggled with her till she was weak.
Until a fight over the proceeds led to a fatal twist. Wounded, confused, and on the move.
Let's go to the court now. The Federal High Court in Lagos has affirmed the Federal Road Safety Corps' power to enforce number plate regulation across the country. In a landmark judgment delivered on 23 June 2025 by Justice Musa Kakaki of the Federal High Court, in its judgment dismissed the applicant's claim challenging the legality of the fine imposed and the confiscation of his driver's license by officials of the Corps. In his response, the FRSC Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed says the judgment serves as a pivotal victory in the Corps' quest to promote order, discipline, security, and safety on Nigerian roads, while reaffirming the Corps' statutory mandate to enforce traffic laws without fear or favor, in line with the provisions of the FRSC Establishment Act and other relevant traffic laws. Another break beckons. Stay with us.
Good evening. Glad to have you join us.
Thanks for joining us on Weekly News Wrap.
Thank you very much for having me.
And it is on that note we welcome you to today's edition of the program.
I will celebrate creativity, lasting impressions.
There's no book stating that this is the role for men.
On the news.
On the news at 7.
Jama'a barkamu da wannan The news station NTA Channel 5, Abuja.
Would say have a lovely day.
Thank you for being there. Let's now join our foreign desk for Globe This Week.
Hello, and many thanks for joining us on the Globe this week, a segment of the news where we bring you highlights of happenings around the globe. I am Sandra Akemi. US President Donald Trump has issued an executive order on Wednesday, hitting India with additional 25% tariff over its purchases of Russian oil, that will raise the total tariff on India imports to the United States to 50%. The new rates shall be effective with respect to goods entered for consumption or withdrawn from warehouse for consumption on or after 12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 21 days after the date of this order, the executive order stated. The US president had earlier warned he would raise levies, saying India don't care how many people in Ukraine are being killed by the Russian war machine. The Russian Federation's actions in Ukraine pose an ongoing threat to US national security and foreign policy, necessitating stronger measures to address the national emergency, according to a White House statement. Trump also says he intends to meet Putin and Zelensky as early as next week, following Witkoff's trip to Moscow. Meanwhile, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Thursday he will not compromise the interests of the country's farmers, even if he has to pay a heavy price for it. In his first comments after US President Donald Trump's increase of a 50% tariff on Indian goods, Modi said the country's farmers' welfare is supreme and will never compromise on the well-being of its farmers' dairy sector and fishermen, noting that he has to pay a heavy price for it. Note that trade talks between India and the United States collapsed after 5 rounds of negotiations over disagreements on opening India's vast farm and dairy sectors on stopping Russia oil purchases. India has started making moves to signal that it might have to consider other partnerships in the coming months in the face of Trump's tariffs, which have led to the worst diplomatic showdown between the two countries. Sadly, in France, an elderly woman has died and others missing after a massive wildfire swept through part of southern France, destroying homes and forcing thousands to flee, while 7 firefighters have also been treated for smoke inhalation and 1 person is still missing. 2 people are in the hospital, one of whom is in a critical condition. At least 25 homes have been destroyed and more than 2,500 households are without electricity. Authorities have closed roads across the region and warned it is still too dangerous for residents who fled on Tuesday night to return home. President Emmanuel Macron expressed his support for firefighters, saying all government resources were being mobilized. He urged residents to follow evacuation orders and exercise the utmost caution. Ghana's defense and environment ministers are among 8 people killed after a military helicopter crashed in the southern Ashanti region on Wednesday, according to the chief of staff to the Ghanaian president. Defense Minister Edward Omen and Environment Minister Ibrahim Murtala Mohammed were among the 5 passengers on board the helicopter, as well as 3 crew members. Ghana's armed forces said earlier on Wednesday that it had lost contact with a Z9 helicopter that was en route from the capital of Accra to Obuasi, a mining town in southern Ghana. The chief of staff said in a video statement that the crash was a national tragedy and announced that flags will be flying half-mast until further notice. On this note, we conclude the foreign news segment.
Time now to hear from the world of sports, and our sports text is standing by.
Nigeria's girls teams, Nigeria 1 and Nigeria 2, have stormed into the final of the 2025 Under-18 Beach Volleyball Continental Championship, guaranteeing the country a gold medal. The all-Nigerian final will feature Pamela Bawa and Joy Lauren against Ifechukwu Odo and Blessing Anibi on Thursday, August 17th at Jabi Lake, Abuja. Nigeria 1 defeated Democratic Republic of Congo 2-0, 21-17, 21-14, while Nigeria 2 came from behind to beat Egypt 2-1, 20-22, 21-18, 15-11. Democratic Republic of Congo and Egypt will battle for bronze. Meanwhile, the Confederation of African Football (CAF) has set an August 31st deadline for clubs to register for the 2025-2026 inter-club competitions. Remo Stars, Rivers United, Abia Warriors and Kwara United have qualified for the CAF Champions League and Confederation Cup. Remo Stars and Rivers United will represent Nigeria in the CAF Champions League, while Abia Warriors and Kwara United will feature in the Confederation Cup. Meanwhile, Super Eagles defensive midfielder Wilfred Ndidi is close to joining Besiktas from Leicester City in a €9.5 million deal. Lastly, Mangut Mboas has been appointed as Nasarawa United's new technical advisor on a 2-seasons contract, succeeding Salisu Yusuf, who joined a Benin Republic team. Mboas, a CAF B coaching certificate holder, previously coached Plateau United FC to a 7th place finishing in the 2025 Nigerian Premier Football League season. With Sports Brief, Wayne Dugu, NTA News.
Before we go, let's also tell you that new head coach Moses Adoko has invited 35 players to the camp of the Nigeria under-20 girls Falconets to kick off preparation for next month's 2026 FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup qualifying fixture against their Rwandan counterparts. We want to thank you for joining us on the 7 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja. I am Abdullah Hajia. Good evening.